Motormouth Jenkins here, welcoming you to our brand new YouTube channel. Hope that you'll come back and see every segment each and every week, and I will share preventative maintenance tips and regularly scheduled maintenance tips for your car. So whether you know a little bit about your car or absolutely nothing, this is the channel just for you, where I share over 35 years of experience as a qualified and licensed service technician with truck and coach, light truck and passenger vehicles. Come back and visit us and tell your friends, and we'll see you each and every week right here in the Car Connection Workshop on YouTube. Hey friends, welcome to this week's edition of Car Connection. Your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins. We are in the Car Connection Workshop, and we'd like to thank our sponsor today, Rainbow Motors and Garage up in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. The brothers, Rita and Ramiz Shanuda. They offer honest service to all years, makes, and models up to light commercial vehicles. If you're looking for a vehicle to purchase, they have a car lot there and many resources to source the specific vehicle that you may be looking for. They do carry a pretty decent inventory of vehicles, but Rita and Ramiz are there to help you. So for honesty and integrity and service that you can trust, Rainbow Motors and Garage, you'll find them on our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Just click on their link below their logo. That'll take you through to their profile page, and there you'll get all their contacting information, and let them know that Car Connection sent you. So we want to thank them for being part of bringing this video to you today. All right, I'm going to unveil some naughties and some nasties here. This could be cringe. Yeah, a little sketchy. All right, so I've been working on a 2010, or just 2010, Kia Borrego. They only made them for 5 years, apparently. This is the first one I've ever seen. V8 powered with a 4.6 liter engine, and I'll tell you, it's quite a machine. Full frame, it's solid. It is a very solid vehicle with lots of room in it. But here's the problem with what I'm about to show you is a problem with today's vehicles that most of us service techs don't like. And what that is these high-tech computerized vehicles can hide problems until they can't. And when they can no longer make adjustments on the fly to cover for wear and tear items that are on your engine, then that's when the money light comes on. And sometimes it may even be flashing. So if you're ever driving your vehicle and the service light comes on, we like to call it the money light, because everybody panics and going, well, this is going to cost us millions. That's why we call it the money light. But it's just your vehicle warning you there's a problem coming. But if the light is ever flashing, that's time to pull it over. Do not continue driving. And if you want to check that, fact check that in your owner's manual, you will see that what I'm telling you is what the manufacturer is stating as well. If the check engine light malfunction indicator lamp, say that 10 times fast, the mill light, the money light comes on, pull over. Here's living proof of should we or should we not be tuning up our vehicles. This is the second vehicle this season in the Car Connection Workshop. Now this vehicle, I scanned it and I came up with a P0301 fault code. Cylinder misfire. So out of 8 spark plugs, one of them wasn't firing at all. And I knew that when I got the lady's car in, and this vehicle belongs to a recent widow. Her husband passed away a year ago this past March in 2024, and she's now having to look after her vehicles on her own and not knowing who to trust. So through the network of people that bring me their vehicles, and then we get to shoot the videos on them, and they pay for their own parts. This is what we've come up with. So out of 8 spark plugs, and they're a bit of a treat to get to. That's coil-over plug. And this was my guess. Without an engine analyzer, I don't have an engine analyzer yet, but if you have one kicking around somewhere in your kitchen drawer or whatever, I'd be happy to have an engine analyzer right now. But other things, I need about $12,000 in concrete out front of the workshop, so I'm not working in gravel out there. So if anybody out there can help us and put in $12,000 worth of concrete, yours truly, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, would be truly grateful for the rest of my life. Yeah. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. In looking at all of these plugs, what do you see to be the common denominator? Look at the ceramic. This one, the reason I call this one is because I see what we call a carbon track right here. See that gray area that I'm pointing to? The spark is firing down. You can really see it on this side. See it now? Right here. I believe that to be a carbon track, and the spark was firing down. So that's why I suspect this was the cylinder actually misfiring. But they're all, the ceramic is really, really dark, and there is buildup. But what they have in common is this. The factory gap for the spark plugs, this one, they're all dark. All the ceramic is dark. They're not firing right. And I'm going to tell you why. Every single one, this was a little bit lighter, but every single one, if you look at them all this way, let me turn them this way so that you can see, Skippy can get in on that and show you the heads of them, where the negative electrode and the positive electrode is. They're all dark. They're all very dark at the ends. But this one, I believe, is definitely the culprit. It's the only one showing signs of carbon tracking. That's where the spark has found a shorter path to ground. So it's grounding against the base of the spark plug instead of the negative terminal on the end. But now I'm going to show you exactly what's totally in common with these. Is it calls for a 44-inch, thousandths of an inch gap. I can drive a truck through here. You say, well, that's not that bad. Yeah, it is. And chances are this vehicle will probably suffer some coil-over plug failures, because here's what happens. The computer can compensate the air-fuel mixture on the fly. So it's not going to flag that engine until it started to misfire. The misfire caused the money light to come on, and the first moment I drove that truck up the driveway when the lady dropped it off for me with the list, and I could feel it was not running on 8 cylinders. It was definitely missing on at least 1, maybe 2, because it didn't sound normal when you accelerated. I could just tell. It vibrated. I could feel the engine vibrating through the seat. And so every single one of these plugs is about 10 thou over where it should be. What that does to the ignition system, the coils, the computer, the modules, is it overheats those very expensive components. Because these plugs weren't all that expensive. They were like $7 a piece, and that was retail. I didn't buy them. I gave the lady a list of the parts, and I said, go and get this brand for this and this brand for this, and she did. So the plugs weren't killer expensive, but the labor is still going to be the same. They actually weren't too bad. There were 1 or 2 coils to try and get them out. I had to take a fair amount of stuff off to get there, but I got there on the ones that were difficult. So I mean, $7 a plug. But here's the thing. When the plugs have a gap that's almost a third or even more, I mean, if you look at another video there about Vanna White, the plugs were gapped, supposed to be 44,000 on them, and they were 80 thou with just shy of 200,000 kilometers on the plugs. I can't really tell you. I didn't really look what the mileage was, but it doesn't matter. These have been in there a long time. They're NGKs. I don't know if they would be original. She didn't know. She bought the vehicle used, so I'm going to say they've been in there way too long. And thank goodness I was able to get them out, because see all this goo on here? That's carbon. They were tight coming out, but I got every single one of them out. This one here was one that gave me a challenge. See, it's dark all the way up. It was tight, and I put some PB Blaster on there and let it soak in, and that's how I won the battle, because this one too as well, from the same side of the engine, was very tight coming all the way out. So I soaked them down as I was pulling them out also, and we had success. So I wanted to share that with you, because you got to have the full understanding is you can push everything you want to the limit. You know what? You're costing yourself more money in labor, because it's a struggle to get things apart. You're costing yourself the lost fuel economy on these spark plugs far outweighs the cost to remove them and install new ones. Did you catch that? The money lost in fuel economy on these plugs, not burning right and the gap being too wide, far outweighs the cost to have a service tech remove and replace them and put a fresh set in. You're fortunate if you haven't burnt out some coilover plug. And I don't know if I checked all the coils when I took them out to see if there was any carbon tracking inside the plug boot, and I'll just show you what I mean, because we're going to need this little ditty to get on another project that you're going to see. We're going to give you a follow-up on the 78 Ford Bronco XLT Ranger, see if the engine will crank over, and then we can build that engine up and get that truck running. So I looked down inside here to see if I see any gray spots, whitish gray, because that will tell me if there's carbon tracking like I showed you on the ceramic on the plug. So there wasn't. So it tells me that the coils are still in decent shape. But you know, if the service light comes back on with a misfire, I'd be very interested to see if it's the cylinder that I said was misfiring in the first place, throwing the code P0301, engine misfire. So it'll be very interesting. If it starts to misfire again, that's the plug I'm going to go for right away. Yeah, there it is right there. It's got the carbon tracking on the side right here, a line. There's clearly a line there, right where my gauge is. So that's the misfiring plug. That's on the passenger side, second from the back. So I mentally kept that in my mind. So I put I always use, I just reached down here into my goodie basket. I always put this product into the plug boot. I don't have to put a large amount, but this is dielectric grease. It prevents electrical leakage. So all the coilover plugs have been treated with the dielectric grease, so there's no chance of carbon tracking. So the moral of the story is, folks, I know the words we love to hear is maintenance free. Oh, you don't need to be bothered changing that from the service advisor. You have to take charge of your own vehicle maintenance, because just imagine if, say, half of these, the coils stop working, you're into some pretty good money then. So in this case, the lady got off fairly easy, that the plugs brought the engine back to running as a V8 should on all 8 cylinders. And I don't see any damage to the coils, but that doesn't tell me about the internal windings on the coils, because I don't have an engine analyzer that I can look at primary, secondary ignition voltages to see if we've got a spike on one of the cylinders. You see a spike, that coil is going to go down. It gives me a good indicator. So again, if somebody out there has a gently used engine analyzer that you'd like to donate to the Car Connection Workshop, thank you. Thank you. So that's all I have on that, is you have to take charge of your vehicle maintenance. And we will have our car connection maintenance schedules available for you on our website very, very shortly. We're having some serious upgrades done, and we now have a professional webmaster. I mean, a professional webmaster, and that has been a challenge for us and many businesses, is finding a webmaster that you can count on to get things done on time, monitor your website, take care of all the nuts and bolts, and making sure that everything's up to date. So we're excited about that moving forward. We'll have our car connection maintenance schedules available to you through our website, so you can track your vehicle's maintenance yourself, whether you know a little bit about cars or absolutely nothing. The maintenance schedule is what I used for many years in the shop, in our own shop, working on fleet service vehicles, fleet service. And we were in charge of making sure that we prevent those fleet vehicles from coming in on a tow truck, because that caused us lots of problems. So I'm sharing that list with all of you, so that whether this is maybe your first car that you've ever owned on your own, or like this lady that owns this vehicle, her husband's passed away a little over a year ago, and she's having to take care of vehicle maintenance on her own. She's trusted some other people to do that, and they have messed up some stuff that I've had to fix. Stuff that she didn't even know or be aware of, I fixed as I was going, so that she doesn't have to come in on a flatbed truck. So be in control of your vehicle maintenance and save yourself a lot of money. Don't wait till stuff is burned out and completely destroyed, but stay tuned for the next video, because I have another one that's going to show you more of the same. You're wasting a lot of money in pushing things to the limit before you put money into maintenance and repairs. So stay with us. Don't forget to like, share, and follow us on Facebook at Niall Motormouth Jenkins. And also to subscribe, like, and share your comments below on each and every one of our videos. Give us a thumbs up. All those little things help us to get the algorithms to push our videos out further on YouTube, so we can reach more and more people and help to educate them on the basics. The basics of automotive service. The basics will save you, doing the basics will save you a lot of money long term. And if you want to keep your vehicle longer, that's what I'm teaching you here on our YouTube channel, is how to do that and how to know stuff so that you don't get ripped off at the service center as well. So ring that notification bell so that you know when new videos come out and when we go live on YouTube and also on Facebook. Visit us on Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Click on Businesses tab and you'll find us in there, and you'll find some goofy stuff that you won't find anywhere else. Outtakes, flub ups, etc. And did I forget anything? Put the coffee on and keep it under 100. We're going to come to your house. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Well, thank you for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop right here on YouTube. Don't forget to come back and join us for another segment. So like, share, tag, and follow, and ding that bell so that you don't miss a single edition of Car Connection. So till next time, keep it under 100 and put the coffee on, because we're coming to your house.